Hey, coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at a way to run power football from the gun. I call it gut scheme. It goes back to my old wing T days, but it's kind of power without a kicker. Got some video of Ferris State doing it. Good friend I just made, never met him through the internet, through this channel, and through the social media. And he emailed me, and I dozens of emails in the last 2 or 3 days, and shared some video with me. And I used a little bit of our video. We run something similar. And some of you gun tee guys that do things kind of like my good buddy Kenny Simpson, you'll recognize this as what he calls belly. And I've just always called it gut because that's the way I was taught it when I had to ride the goat and learn the secret handshake when I joined the Delaware Wing Tee cult back in the 90s. All right, let's look a little bit more of this stuff. All right, it's power without a kick out. What is it? One back power, fold, ISO, fold ISO. I just call it gut. Here you see an example of my super gut. I called it that because look how many people going through the point of attack. But if you will like, subscribe, and share, you know what I'll do. I'll send you this presentation. That's for sure. All right, let's look at some diagrams, and then I'm going to show you some clips. Here we go. All right, this is gut with an orbit access swing screen, and you can do it any way you want to. I've got it on up against an even and an odd. I didn't do it against an underfront, but if you need any help with that, I'll be glad to get that right to you. Just hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com. Remember, subscribe, like, and share. Show me the receipts where you did it. I will send you this presentation that you're looking at right now, and you'll have the video, of course, with YouTube, and then you'll have this for your own personal record. You can bring it up and you can screenshot it and do whatever you want to do with it, but that's totally up to you. Now notice I use angles, and we've talked before about that in other videos about I love angles, okay? And so if they're going to give you like a 3 and a 1 or a 3 and a 2i, then you've got angles right here on the nose and the 3 tech. And of course, you got angles on the 5s. Now, you don't have to turn out on the backside DN. You can read him if you want to. And now what's going to happen in this, you're going to tell this guard he's going to wrap real tight around this center, blocking back on the nose with his eyes backside, because we've got the folder. And you may say, that's too far, he can't get there. I'm going to show you video where high school team in Wisconsin folded from wing back with a tight end and got in there. Yes, you can do it. Now, I know the splits are probably disproportionate. It makes him look wider than he actually will be if you get like 18-inch splits. But I've got to make big splits on the diagram just to keep the lines apart. So it is disproportionate. I understand that. All right, so he's going to look back here, and you'll see some really good video of one team where the guy comes and he fits up on the mic along with the folding back, but his eyes are inside, and he comes off the mic and picks up that wheel backer scraping right here and for a nice 5-yard gain. And so it is a good football play. You're getting maximum people to the point of attack, or almost. I'm going to show you maximum in a little bit. You're getting a lot of people to the point of attack, and you get them right through here. And if that guy doesn't scrape, you're doubling that mic backer. And if you're reading him, like an RPO, and I'll show you that in a moment, then you don't have to worry about him. You just tell your guys they're doubling. That's how you want to do it. So you're going to do it both ways, yeah, that's okay. But if you're going to do it both ways, you got to have a call. Make sure this guard knows, or you just teach him, always pull with your eyes to the backside. Tell him that's his guy, and if he's coming, he's got him. And if he doesn't come, then he'll help out on the mic. Now, the orbiter right here, now here's what I would do. I'd do like a pre-snap, an access swing screen. We did this last year at a place where I was at, and we didn't run this particular blocking scheme, we used regular zone because the kids had been zone blocking. The O-line coach, who I loved so much, who I love so much, uh, did a really good job teaching them zone, and I wasn't going to fight that fight when I didn't need to. He was going to coach them up. They already knew how to do it, and so we did the same thing. But what you do is you read this cat right here pre-snap. If he's not bumping out there and you've got numbers, okay? Or if he is out there and that corner's way off, you get most dangerous man, you can throw that joker out there. But you're not really putting that guy in a bind. It's not like an RPO. It's just something cute to do, I reckon. All right, now here's gut with no mesh. This is a quarterback gut. And now this motion is kind of different. And I don't have a video of this, but you've seen it done like literally right before the snap. This guy takes off. All you're trying to do, the running back takes off literally. It's not like he runs out here and gets all the way out here and it's snapped. It's not like the orbit. It's like right before the snap, he takes off to get a head start on running his swing. You say, well, why is that? To get this guy's attention. If this guy pays any attention to this running back and his motion and his swing, then you've got a double on the mic. And then you've got these angles straight from heaven over here on the left side. And this guy cannot help over the top. Okay? He just can't. If his eyes are distracted by this motion, have him bounce up and take off and then snap it right away. And if that dude is blitzing or that dude is not paying him any attention, you can fling it out there to him. And now you got 3-on-1. Okay? I really like that one. All right, this is, well, I didn't change the top. My fault. All right, now this is a run read. What you're going to do, notice we're not turning out on the DN. Sorry, I didn't change it at the top. Tell you what I'll do in post. That's YouTuber talk. I'm being sarcastic, y'all. I'm going to cover that up. But I said something about it now, so you're going to know it's there. So no, I'm going to have something up here covering this up. And that's what, it says no mesh run screen option again, but it's not. It is just a run option. This is the zone read, if you will, but you're doing it off your mesh blocking, off your gut blocking. So what you're going to do, you're going to read that DN. If that DN comes squeezing down when that tackle blocks down to go get that wheel linebacker and the quarterback feels like he can keep it, go ahead. Now you got the orbit motion. The reason the orbit motion is super cool on this is because it will keep this outside backer, this overhang, occupied out here. So if they're paying too much attention and this guy's really vacating the box, of course he's outside the box, but he's so far out because of the motion he can't fall back in, then you've got this. If you got a quarterback that can run the football, you're blocking exactly the same. And again, now you don't have to worry about blocking the wheel backer. You can still tell him his eyes need to be looking backside in case he flies over and beats your tackle over the top. But chances are you're going to get a double on that mic. This is a good football play. You'll see it in the video. And so what you do, and it varies, you may have a really good quarterback that's really athletic, and you just say, hey, whatever that DN does, can he tackle you? So if he squeezes and he feels like he can keep it and come right out here, that's fine. If the orbit motion catches his attention, that DN runs his happy butt up the field right here, okay, he can keep it and tuck it right in there. Kind of run it right where the guy was or where the tackle was. And notice it's the same blocking all the way across. I haven't mentioned it yet. You got your pre-snap access over here for those of y'all that like that kind of stuff. All right, now this is a backside RPO, same RPO we've done on other videos. I can link that up in the bottom in the show notes, in the description. And it's the same. I'm not going to go through the RPO. I'll link it up, and where you can see how we do this is our basic RPO. It's like an under or a fin, a lot of people call it. I always called it an under because the guy that taught it to me years ago had played for the Colts, and that's what they called it when Peyton Manning was there when he was throwing to Marvin Harrison Sr. Now you don't have to worry about the mic again. And notice I drew this up against the odd front. I got a good buddy over in South Mississippi. He says, Coach, you do everything against the even front. I don't see even fronts on my schedule. So I heard you, Jack. And so the odd front, here it is, show you how you block it versus an odd. Now, the rule for the nose is man back, whether it's odd or even. So if it's even, there's no man on him, so he blocks back. If it's odd, like it is here, he's going to block him. And if that guard's going to come down and down block him. You say it's not a true double team. We're not worried about coming together hip to hip. We're just wanting to stop him, bang him really good. Now you'll see when we run it, when we run our superpower, that our nose, our center was man and then just kept him because the guy slanted back. He slanted away from the play, and so the center just washed him on over here. You'll see that on the video clips. And then the guard went on and got the backer because the backer was coming right here, and we wound up with more people there than they had people to stop. We had more people to block than they had people to tackle. But notice the same play. Okay, you're turning out on the DN. Okay, now if you like it, if you'd rather do it this way, you can with no RPO and just escape inside and come right here and get the wheel. Then you got that wheel there, and you got your man back right here. Now I always taught the center, especially against a 3-3 stack, to come back in between the wheel and the end. He said, "What do you mean, coach?" Well, what I'm saying is don't come flat because if that wheel comes here, you can't get him. Don't go straight to the wheel because if that end comes flying down the line, you can't get him. So what we did, we'd bang that nose and then kind of turn back for, I don't know, I'm not a geometry person, like a 45, looking with eyes right here to get first threat. Because one of these cats, against most teams, is coming. One of these guys has got B gap, okay? And it could be one of these teams where they're coached up where the wheel is keying this guy, and or both stack backers are keying their guard, the near guard, and if he pulls, they're screaming, trying to get a run through right through here and stop power or counter or whatever, or buck, whatever it is you're running. And so popping him and then eyes coming back here. And of course, if the nose comes, he can stay with him. You say, well, who's going to get the wheel now? Well, the wheel can't come through a gap. The wheel's got to go around that nose in the center because the nose slanted backside, which is, he can still get a run through here, but that's going to be tough. He's got to round that joker off. You see what I'm saying? You're taking away the direct line. If you take this angle, if you bang him and then go back at this angle, you're taking away his only shot, the shortest distance between 2 points, a straight line, right yonder. You see, and look at his body, just his presence. If he don't block a swinging soul, the guy's got to go around him, under him, can't go through him. Okay. All right, gut off jet, and you turn the gut into a counter because you're running it back away from the jet. And I've got a Ferris State clip where they do this. Okay, you do what you want to out here. Okay, because you're not running jet, you're not reading it. Okay, Ferris State probably read it. They do all kind of cool things. But notice it's right here, tight wrap, go to Mike, and the back on the snap takes off. He goes in front of he goes before the jetter. So as soon as that ball snapped, you may want to cheat him up. I got him back a little bit. Cheat him up, and he goes hauling right through here, fitting up in the outside part of the A gap. And what I would do, and what I did when I did something similar, you'll see on the superpower, I would tell these wrappers and folders, anything hanging off in the A gap, because this is an A gap play. Okay, it is an A gap power. It's not the A gap power, but it is a power running play in the A gap. Anything hanging off in the A gap, knock the snot out of it, coming right through here. So this back coming through here would help because he's in the outside part of the hole. He's going to, if that 3 is trying to fight off of that guard, he's going to help that guard. Okay? Like if his shoulder, that 3 shoulder is hanging off inside, attack it. Okay? Don't just hit it. Attack it and drive it. And then you'll get that. And you got the wrapper coming right here to get the mic right here. And then again, you've always got, eyes right here. Now this is gut with jet action. Okay, this is the super gut. And some of y'all have seen this clip before if you're longtime subscribers. It's one of my favorite plays we've ever run. It's a great short yardage play. They have, even if they get in a short yardage defense or a goal line defense and fill up the gaps, you got numbers. Look. Okay. Now what happened with us in this one, the nose went this way and the center just watched him on. When the guard stepped down to help on the nose had disappeared. He went on to Mike. So now we got The wrapper was coming to Mike, the guy in gold, but the green guard got him, and you'll see that on the film. But the gold guard, y'all like the way I do that? I've had several positive comments on the my big book of bucks because I color coded the guards because it was just so many lines. Gap scheme, when you're drawing up gap scheme, it can get confusing on a board or on a piece of paper because you got so many lines because of the down blocks and the pullers. And so I color coded it just to make it easier. And I mean, I ain't trying to be cute. I just thought it makes it easier for me. But the green guard right, GR, and the gold guard left, gold. So the green guy is going to block down on the nose, but the nose disappeared. Okay, well, who got the wheel? But if the wheel comes through, he's got to come through so wide he can't make the play. So you run your jet action, fake the jet, and you'll see he didn't do a great job faking it, but you shuffle, shuffle, and go. And that lets your wrapper get there, it lets your folder get there. Our ninth grade tackle did a heck of a job turning out the DN, and we folded through here. And all right, let's look at some clips. This is the one they turned into a counter. They just gut blocked it back the other way. I've got most of them on here twice. Either it's an end zone shot for the second clip or a slow motion shot. See? Right here. You're going to get back here, okay? Back block, a down, a wrap, and a lead. And watch him. He's going to go in front of the jetter, go first, right through here. Okay. And that's not boding well for this linebacker who's not very big to begin with. See there? That's a good football player. You got a quarterback that can tote it a little bit. You know, he ain't got to be the second coming of Jalen Hurts or any other athletic quarterback. That's a bad day for a linebacker right there, y'all. Right here's Ferris again. Boom, turned it into counter again. Here's the end zone shot. Boom. Defense made him bounce it. But you can still see you got the wrap and you got the lead. So it's kind of like my superpower, my super gut. And they lost contain. See, you can do this. You got a quarterback that can run it a little bit. Now here's a high school team. See that wing come all the way from the top? You know, that is a tight end. He is outside the tight end, and he's going to fold in here. See the backside of the guard on this side? He wrapped to the top right here. Watch him. He's going to come to this backer, but his eyes are on this backer. This is a well-coached offensive line. That's a little video popcorn fart of a guard, too. And he is well coached. There you go. Right there. Look at his eyes. Boom, coming off. That's that's good stuff, man. 4 or 5 yards on first down. Here it is in super slow motion. Boom, right there. That's the backside guard. Okay. And the folding wing or H coming right through there. They're doubling up on that backer, play side backer. But he's got his eyes on that backside backer and he comes off and you get both backers blocked right there. Look at there. Said it's good stuff. All right, here's another one. What happened here is play side guard misses this guy. He gets him, but doesn't stay with him. Or that running back gets in the end zone. See, wing back folds inside the tackle's block. Now, what we teach is first available hole. You say, well, what do you mean? All right, so if the hole is in the B gap, you take it. If it's in the A gap, you take it. And you say, well, why is that? Because that's what the backers are going to plug. See, he's going to fold inside the tackle's turnout block on the DN. And then here's this backer, okay, right here. Watch, he's going to come right here and get him. There you go. And again, did I say the wrong one? Was that the DN made the play? Yep, my fault. My apologies to the guy blocking inside. That's why you have film. Dead feet get you beat, dude. So good pull, good square pull. Boom, first available gap. And it's actually you're giving the running back a two-way go because he can bang that thing in the A or the B depending on where it opens up. Now they got a guy right here in the A, but guard does a good job wrapping in here tight and getting this backer, and then we're going to get a lead from the wing back slash H right here. It's a good football play. And you're not getting a ton of double teams, but what you're getting, you got angles. There's two ways of looking at that. You can, get your movement on with your power game. I'm not talking about the power play. I'm talking about your power game. You can get movement through double teams, combo double teams, or you get your movement from angles. Because you can, if they're going to play like this, threes and ones, threes and two eyes, they're giving you angles. Okay. And it turns every block into a down block. Now you may be blocking out, but it's the same technique. So when we coach our offensive line, we don't have the right side just blocked down to the left. Everybody blocks down to the left and down to the right because that's also your turnout block, for lack of a better word, or I call it a man fan block where you fanning him out. It's the same technique. So if you're on the right side and you're the right guard and you got a three tech, then you're going to be just like a down block. You're going to take the same steps you do on a down block and turn out on this three tech, just like you would if you were blocking down with inside. You're just doing it with your right foot instead of your left foot. Okay? Power football. Good stuff. That's a good one showing you the two-way go. All right, watch. Are you going to get a turnout right here by the tight end? H slash wing's going to go right through here, first available opening. Guard's going to wrap right here, first available opening. And sometimes, like against an odd front, it's the same gap. They're both in. That's why the guard's got to hug the inside part of the gap, and the H or the wing has got to hug the outside part of the gap. And you're giving the running back a two-way go. He can bang it in here or he can bang it out here. Watch. See, that time they blocked the tackle, defensive tackle, went in, and it forced your guard because it's first available gap. He's not going to. A solid can't go through a solid. I'm not a physicist, but a solid can't go through a solid. So tell him it's not there. That's why the square pull or the skip pull, which after the initial start is the same pull, is so important here because he's looking at it and inserts, like you see a lot of A gap power teams do. They'll wrap right here. If it's not there, they keep shuffling. Boom, right there. And it hit outside that time. Not outside, but the wider gap. Here it is again. Same play. Watch it. It's tight this time. See, these two back to back are awesome. Here it is in slow motion. Guard found the first available gap, leads through it. You tell your running back. You do the Kenny Simpson towel drill. So you catch up to that guy and grab that towel because he's going to take you to the promised land. Because this is what I've always told running backs when they bounce power or counter, they said there was no hole there. I said, bull crap. Your guard got through there. Your tackle got through there. You get through there. Don't tell me a lineman can get through a hole and you can't. Look at that. That lineman gets right there. Boom, you can get right there. Follow his butt to the promised land. All right, here's the superpower or super gut. Now, here's what we're going to do. Turn out. He's blocking down. He ends up on the mic because the nose disappears. Okay. Fold. Lead. Oh, and for good measure, the left guard is going to wrap right through there. So you got a down, a turnout, and three guys going through the hole. That ain't bad numbers right there, Hoss. Watch out. This kid, he's playing D2 ball right now. He was a freshman. The H told him, say, hey man, you got to turn out on that guy. Watch him call off that ball like he's coming off on a. People say, I don't know. I think the sled's good for teaching him to get off hard and low. Look at that. You say, well, he didn't really do a good block, coach. Yeah, he did. The guy ran away from him, ran outside. That's a good football play. All right, that's it for a long football talk with Coach Chip. 30 coming up on 30 minutes here, but it's power without a kick out, whatever you want to call it. Belly, gut, fold ISO, fold. Fair State calls it fold ISO. I believe that's what I saw on their film that I had on them. But subscribe, like, and share, and send me the receipts proving you did it. I don't care if you've already done it. If you want another presentation for free, as my son-in-law says, free 98. Last time he was here, he said free 99. I said, dang, that inflation's tough. But I'll send you a copy of this presentation with all the diagrams. All you got to do is send it to me at siegel.chip@gmail.com. Climb into the DMs, jump into the DMs over there at Chip Siegel on Twitter. Say, hey, coach, said I'm a first-time subscriber. Send me the presentation. Hey, and if you don't mind, coach, send me that screenshot of all the other things that you have for free, for just for subscribing. And I'll send it to you and you can shop. And it's the best kind of shopping. Okay. You don't, you put that in your cart and then when you click on it, there's no charge. All you got to do, the charge is subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, share it. Share the video. All right, right now, if you hadn't already done so, go down to the bottom, hit that thumbs up down here at the bottom. And for some reason, that helps the algorithm. And you can hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com, at Chip Siegel on Twitter. Join the conversation. We had a great conversation this past week over on Football Talk with Coach Chip on Facebook, talking about different things with football, talking about how do you block power compared to how do you block buck, what is the aiming point of your wrapping guard, inside shoulder, and got a lot of input. Not everybody agreed, but nobody fought and argued. It's football. It's fun. Remember what I like to tell you all the time. A bad day of coaching football beats the heck out of a good day doing almost anything else. Hey, until next time, y'all, be elite.